Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For this project I purchased on clearance, 70% off, a pallet from Dollar General. You'll need some twine and you'll need some mini Christmas bulbs. I actually got those on clearance from Dollar General. Also, I'm using folk art chalk paint and you'll need some sandpaper. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is get the sticker off. Thank goodness Dollar General doesn't use very strong adhesive, so it pulls off pretty well without leaving any sticker residue behind. You're going to want to take your chalk paint and give this a nice coat. This one, because the palette is pretty light, even though I normally don't like to paint where I cover all of the wood, this wood really wasn't that great to leave open, so I did try to cover as much as possible and try to give it a pretty decent coat with that chalk paint. You're going to want to make sure that you cover the edges too. That way if you do hang this on the wall, everything is white and you're not seeing the original, wood look through. You're also going to want to try to get into those slots so that you don't see it when you hang it also, because you can see the wood on the edges in between the slots where the pieces of wood meet each other. So now you're going to take the ornaments, just pull the top piece off that you would normally use to hang it. Pull those off of all of them. I just freehanded a heart. I'm not an artist and I was scared to do this step, but what I figured is it doesn't matter if your heart's perfect. Rustic country is about imperfection. It's rustic. So I just drew my heart on there with a Sharpie. Don't worry about the Sharpie, you're not going to see it. Then with some hot glue, I put a pretty decent amount of hot glue on the bottom of these ornaments because of course you don't want them to come unattached, and fall off. So just put the hot glue on the bottom and just follow your line that you drew with the hearts. This little bundle of ornaments I bought, there's red shiny and then there's red, I don't know how you would describe it. I guess you would say they're like dull, and kind of have some texture on them. They're not shiny and smooth like the other ones. So it's a good contrast for the heart because you have some shiny and then some that are like a more dull, rough, deeper red, which I really liked, so that they weren't all the same. So put your hot glue on the bottom of the ornaments and just keep following your outline. Don't worry about your outline because you're not going to see it. The next step is going to cover it. And put the hearts on I did the outside first because I wanted it outlined so that I could kind of eyeball how many I would need when I did start filling it in. And this is just a really cute piece. I was pretty excited about doing this project. I hadn't seen this done this way by anybody else, and I love decorative items that have dimension, so I love the fact that the heart pops out from the palette. Plus the red bulbs are pretty vibrant for being bought at Dollar General, and on the white background it just pops. You can see this heart from other rooms in your house. So after you get that outline done, use your same technique, put hot glue on the bottom and just start filling in the heart. It takes, on this one, because of how big I drew the heart, I think I used 5 more ornaments to fill it in. You might want your heart smaller on your board. That's personal preference. Every design is going to be different because everybody draws hearts different, and use your own creative imagination and do what you want. You don't even have to use red. You could do pink. You could do red and pink, you know. You got so many different options. So I didn't want to be able to see the heart and I didn't want to try painting in between these ornaments. So I thought, why don't I just take some twine, hot glue it to a starting point, and start wrapping that twine around your heart. Now when it comes to the top part of the heart, it gets a little tricky, and I burnt my fingers quite a few times because you have to kind of push that twine in there to get that shape. So use back of a paintbrush or your scissors or anything else that you can think of that you don't mind getting hot glue on. And I did a dab of hot glue, and I was able to wrap it around with the glue still being hot, and I just kept pushing it in there to stick it. And then repeat this process as many times as you want. Like I said, make this your own. I think I did this 3 times of adding, the hot glue to a starting point and then just keep wrapping around it. But as you can see right now, just wrapping it around once, you can't see the magic marker or the Sharpie pen where I drew that heart. It's already covered. I kind of wanted to keep going, and it kind of gave it a border with the twine. I thought that was so cool, and it gave it, the rustic aspect between the palette and the twine. Since the ornaments themselves aren't very rustic, I was basically using those to make it, three-dimensional and that pop of red. So I liked how it looked right now, but I thought let's just do it one more time because I really wanted it to kind of be a twine border. And as you can see, it's getting taller on the sides. And I think it gives that rustic country look to it. So I did do this 3 times, as I previously said. It's your choice. You could do it once and you like the way it turned out, so stop at 1 time. But this is a pretty simple project, and I love the end result, and it's a great piece to my Valentine's collection, and it's a great piece to anybody who loves country decorating or rustic country. So here I just took some sandpaper and roughed the edges a little bit. You could probably skip this part because it didn't really do anything. The palette wood didn't really show through. So if you want that look, stain the palette wood before you paint. There's the finished result. If you like this, please subscribe.